It's 2 a.m. in Shreveport, Louisiana, and Michael Davis is washing his car at a local car wash, while his brother Millard, a disabled veteran, sits in the passenger seat. And while washing your car might seem like a relatively relaxing late-night activity, the situation is about to become potentially deadly.
The first guy that I saw was the guy that was off camera. I just assumed it was somebody panhandling. I turned to him and I said, "I'm sorry, I don't have any money or anything." When I turned around, his accomplice had the gun set up on me.
It's a carjacking, and Michael and his brother inside the car are caught completely off guard.
Once I turned around and I saw the gun was pointed at my face, I needed to address the primary threat, which was the person with the gun.
Incredibly, the powerful jet of water drives the man with the gun and his accomplice away.
The biggest motivator for me was saving my brother. I mean, you know, cars and things like that can be replaced, but, you know, people can't.
But it's not over yet.
I immediately jump into my car, and my thought was, you know, launch out of there and chase them down.
The car wash hose, however, has other ideas.
When I dropped the sprayer, it went under the front of my car, so if I would have went forward, it would have, you know, drug the whole thing down from my car. So I decided to put it in reverse instead. But once I got back into the car wash stall, I went to the front and I said, "Hey, you come back and try it again."
But they don't come back. And that's when Michael makes perhaps his boldest choice of the night.
The police were on the way, and I figured while I'm waiting for the police, I might as well go ahead and just finish rinsing my car. That's what I came here for anyway.
The two would-be carjackers are never identified by police, but the experience hasn't changed the way Michael looks at the world.
As far as the way that I interact with people or, you know, in situations like that, it's really nothing has changed. I stay as aware as I always have and kind of just deal with things the way that they come.
An argument is heating up between two women in a bar parking lot.
I watched you right there. Give me. Oh, so my money's just gone?
This woman is accusing the driver of taking her money while they were both inside the bar. The driver denies taking anything, but her accuser is unconvinced.
You're a liar. Let's go. Let's go, bitch. Your car. Let's go. Let's go. You wanna go? Let's go then.
The driver refuses to fight and pulls away, but then apparently reconsiders.
I'm good.
If she is in fact good, then she's lucky. It's unclear if any charges were filed, but a lesson is most definitely learned. Before challenging your opponent to a duel,
Let's go.
check that 3,000 pounds of vehicle isn't standing in your way. In Anaheim, California, several police cars are in pursuit of a stolen vehicle worth $800,000. A fire truck reportedly taken from a medical center while paramedics were bringing a patient to the hospital. Though the reason the vehicle was stolen is unclear, the driver has been reportedly running from the law at speeds of no more than 40 miles per hour for over an hour, with no sign of stopping, until something remarkable happens. A man who's reportedly homeless walks into the middle of the street, directly in the fire truck's path. and refuses to let the driver go any further. Now, as both men stare directly at each other, the police face a new problem. Because this David and Goliath face-off could cost the man blocking the fire engine his life. And then, incredibly, appears to drive the fire truck backwards. Moments later, the driver and the man in the street, once again, come to a stop.
Driver, this is the Garden Grove Police Department. Exit the vehicle with the hands up.
Police continue to stay back as the man in the street appears to try to reason with the man in the fire truck. Then, out of nowhere, it's over. Disaster averted. Police immediately rush in to take over. The driver is charged with theft of an emergency vehicle, felony reckless evading, and hit and run. And thanks to Richard Lynn, the man who risked his life to bring the situation to an end, a potentially tragic outcome is avoided.
I seen him go by northbound in Brookhurst and figured he was just like one of my kids, somebody that made a bad mistake.
A great example of how in some situations, courage and compassion are the most effective tools one can have. It's 5 p.m. in San Francisco. A car's side door camera captures a silver car coming to a stop near a highway on-ramp. Inside that car are two real estate photographers with nearly $7,000 worth of camera equipment in the back. What they don't know is that this black sedan has been following them since they left their shoot. As the traffic moves forward, the silver car is now seen on the same vehicle's dash cam. And the black sedan once again pulls up close to its rear. The driver of the car recording, who wishes to remain anonymous, notices the black car, but doesn't think too much of it.
I see this black car coming along my side, and I thought I was just kind of trying to cut into traffic. So I was like, okay, well, I'll let it through. You know, I give him some space. And then I see him cut in front of me as expected.
What happens next is anything but expected. A man in a hooded sweatshirt gets out of the black car, punches through the rear window of the silver car, and grabs a bag full of camera equipment from the trunk.
It was actually dead silent. The only thing you could hear was the glass breaking. Nobody screamed, nobody said a word. And then I see him take the bag, and I'm shocked. And then I see him speed off.
The photographers, Ben Bargabani and his wife, are also shocked and very confused.
I hear the biggest smash in the back windshield. And the first thing that came in my mind was someone rear-ended our car. But I looked back and I saw a hand trying to steal my camera bag. I didn't even know, from which direction they escaped.
You know, I was 50-50 on stomping my accelerator and chasing the black Honda Accord, but I thought to myself, well, they might be armed, so this seems kind of like a dumb idea, and my life is exciting enough, so I chose not to follow.
Though he doesn't follow, he does find a way to help.
I flagged the victims over. I told them, hey, I got footage.
He said his dash cam recorded the whole thing, even the license plate. So we exchanged our phone number.
They share the video with the police and tell them they believe they noticed the suspects watching them earlier.
My wife saw them in front of the house that we were shooting, and she believes that they targeted us from in front of the house.
Despite the video evidence, as of this broadcast, the suspects have not been found. But the story does have a silver lining.
So the night of, I pulled the video from my hard drive. I tweeted what happened. I woke up the next day with, I think, 5,000 retweets, 10,000 likes, and I was like, wow, this is pretty crazy. But after it went viral, a bunch of TV stations started airing it. And one of the TV stations set up a GoFundMe for the camera equipment that was stolen, because it was very expensive, thousands of dollars.
The fundraising helps Ben and his wife replace their stolen equipment. All thanks to a good Samaritan who captured the startling incident on his dash cam.
He's a kind person, and he did take the risk to pull over and help me and to share my story.
They were extremely nice. Ben and his wife took me and my business partner to dinner, and they even did some corporate headshots for me, so I got some professional pictures done by them, all as kind of a generous thank you.
In London, two men on a moped spot a motorcycle parked between two trucks. 20 minutes later, the pair returns with what appears to be bolt cutters. But cutting through the bike's lock system is proving to be a challenge. Moments later, a passing motorist stumbles upon the scene. But the curious driver quickly dashes back into his car when one of the bikers pulls out what appears to be a hammer. And after a hit to his side view mirror, the motorist wisely drives away. And having been caught in the act, the alleged bike thieves decide to take off too. But not soon enough. The driver from earlier puts it in reverse, scaring off one of the men and knocking his accomplice off his moped. The two men then flee the scene on foot, leaving their ride behind. It's unclear if they ever get it back, but they do receive a valuable life lesson, free of charge. Be grateful for the ride you have, because the one you want to take will cost you way too much. In Aberdeen, Washington, a car's dash cam records as the man who owns it shops inside a grocery store. Moments later, a man passing by the car gets into it in an attempt to steal it. But the car's manual transmission is not something the would-be thief appears familiar with. But after a few failed attempts to engage the clutch,
oh, you're gonna kill this car every time because the clutch is bad.
He eventually gets the car in gear and almost makes it to the exit of the parking lot before stalling once again.
Really?
But he perseveres and finally pulls out onto the road. But the would-be thief's poor driving skills have yet to be fully revealed. The driver begins picking up speed while the vehicle's dash cam records him blow through one red light after another. And then on a smaller road, he ignores stop sign after stop sign. And though he certainly mastered the art of speeding up, slowing down proves to be much more of a challenge. The man loses control of the car at a sharp curve and runs head-on into two parked vehicles in a driveway, totaling them both. Seconds later, the owners of the struck vehicles run out.
I'm sorry. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. You stupid. I'm sorry.
I had to kick your stupid dog.
I'm sorry.
You both my car.
I'm sorry.
You got a license? No? You dumb.
The alleged car thief somehow manages to flee the scene, but is arrested nearby a short time later. He's charged with theft of a motor vehicle, driving with a suspended license in the 3rd degree, and reckless driving. His case status is unknown, but hopefully, he's staying off the road. In Austin, Texas, according to the driver of the car with the dash cam, a black sedan swerved dangerously into his lane moments ago and is now back and doing it again. The driver with the dash cam pulls away and heads onto a toll road in hopes of losing the erratic driver, even reaching speeds of close to 100 miles per hour. But the driver of the black car manages to catch up and then takes the bizarre behavior to a whole new level by brandishing an axe. Things take an even more unpredictable and dangerous turn when the axe-wielding driver pulls ahead. The Rager slams into the back of an unsuspecting vehicle, which sends it careening off the highway and flipping into a ditch. The black car flees the scene of the accident. The driver with the dash cam pulls over to help the crash victim, who he says walks away with relatively minor injuries. According to the driver, the police find the black car abandoned in an auto shop parking lot a few miles down the road, and the axe-wielding driver close by. He is arrested and charged with the failure to stop and render aid.